Hi, my name is Sasha Atia, and I'll be presenting the agency that I'm at. It's Hope Family Services. Hope Family Services is a private nonprofit organization founded in 1979 that provides services to domestic violence survivors in Manatee County, Florida. The CEO said that it was actually started by a few women in Bradenton that worked out of their home to provide services and house domestic violence survivors. The agency is located in Bradenton, Florida. The outreach office is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here is a link to the website. Hope's mission statement is to promote safety, strength, and well-being for those affected by domestic violence in Manatee County, Florida. The goals and objectives are to provide services to survivors of domestic violence and help them stay safe, gain strength, and evaluate their options. I definitely feel like they are staying true to their goals and objectives because one thing I love about Hope is that evaluate their options portion. There are many women that come in and they're not ready to leave their abuser, and we never judge. We just safety plan around their situation and welcome them with open arms, and that's something I really love about Hope. And then the other is to offer high quality life-saving services which are confidential and offered at no charge for victims and survivors of domestic violence. The organizational structure, there are 15 board members and they oversee and make decisions for the entire agency. Below them is the CEO, and she is over the COO, the counseling, advocacy, and shelter departments, but she also is over the Hope Chest, which is the thrift store located in Manatee County, and she's over the attorneys and legal projects. So we have two attorneys on site, and she oversees them. And then director of counseling, she's actually my preceptor or supervisor. There's 3 counselors under her. Then we have a director of advocacy. There's 5 advocates under her, and the director of shelter, and there are 7 resident assistants. And then many volunteers as well. As far as funding, they get federal, state, county, local funding, grants, and then they have fundraising events. So this past Friday, I was able to go to the fundraising gala that they have every year, and it was really fancy, and I really enjoyed it. I learned so much, and they raised over $10,000 on Friday night, so that was great. They also have tons of donations. There's a whole warehouse on site of donations, and we get donations every day. And the Hope Chest, I think I mentioned earlier, is our thrift store, and it's a lot of fun. I've been to visit. They have a lot of cool items, and if you're in the Manatee County, you should definitely visit. So this was their fiscal year is runs through July to June of the following year. So this past year, fiscal year, they serviced 1,526 survivors total, and 1,302 of those survivors were served through the outreach program where I'm at, and then 344 were housed in the emergency safe shelter. So if you just want to pause and take a look at this, they have serviced a lot of clients. So some of the services Hope offers are the 24-hour emergency shelter. They also have a 24-hour helpline that you can call, or you can live chat. Someone's available 24 hours. And the advocacy programs, we do financial assistance, food, clothing, child protection intervention. So when a woman, sometimes men, have their children removed related to a domestic incident, we walk them through the process. We go to court hearings with them. We advocate for them on their behalf and help them ultimately get their children back. And one of the things that Hope does is a court mandated group, Exploring Choices. So once a survivor has their kids taken, they have to go through our, I believe it's a 9-week group, and we offer that on site once a week. And then counseling, we offer individual counseling, group counseling. There's several different groups that run throughout the week. Children's counseling, they will go to the child's school in Manatee County, and I actually got the privilege of shadowing and being able to go watch children be counseled, and it was a really cool experience. We have prevention programs where we go out into the middle and high schools and teach about teen dating violence, and children's events. So we have back to school that we did, that was huge. We have like Halloween events. Christmas is the biggest event so far, so I'm looking forward to that. I've heard many things about it. And then we have the 2 attorneys on site that help with the injunctions for protection. And they also do the speakers seminars. So they recently did one earlier this month where they teamed with the Manatee County Clerk of Court, State Attorney's Office, and Manatee County Sheriff's Office to teach about recognizing signs of domestic violence. But they show up at different events throughout the community and speak. And so that's something that's really cool. So the role of a social worker at Hope. Hope actually does not have any social workers. The advocates act as social workers and they connect clients to resources, and the counselors are licensed mental health counselors and they provide empowerment-based supportive services to clients. So I guess in a sense they do what the LCSWs would do. As an intern, so far I just help out with the advocates, and very soon I will be starting in the counseling department. So the Violence Against Women's Act, VAWA, it's a federal policy signed into law by President Clinton on September 13th, 1994. It targets women and men that are domestic violence survivors in the United States. And what it did was increase federal funding to criminal justice response, victim services, technical assistance, and community education. And it's been reauthorized several times to strengthen the act. I think the most recent reauth in 2022 by Biden added a lot of technical things as far as like cyberbullying and posting pictures and videos of people, victims that don't consent to it being posted, and they can pursue criminal action. So VAWA housing protections. So it protects federally subsidized tenants from being denied housing or from being evicted because they are a victim of domestic violence. Federal subsidized tenants include the housing project, Section 8 vouchers, rental units that receive federal housing assistance. An improvement potential for VAWA is to expand protections for housing of survivors to those without federal housing. So this would basically be any private rentals if you're experiencing domestic violence, that you're safe and you can't be evicted um, if the issue is related to domestic violence. And it will help Hope and other domestic violence shelters by freeing up the shelter spaces for other survivors and their children. And just ways to start the expansion would be to start a petition, get media attention, or research and work with lawmakers. So this is just me and an employee of Hope, and we've become good friends. This was at the gala this past Friday, the fundraising event. And October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And this month we wore purple on Thursdays. That's me and my coworkers up in the upper middle photo. And yeah, I have a lot of fun at Hope. I really enjoy working for this agency. I honestly don't want to leave. And I know that we create a safe space in the community and help so many survivors. This is my first experience at a nonprofit organization, and I could not have picked a better, well, UCF couldn't have picked a better place for me because there's so many different opportunities to learn in so many different roles within the agency. And I just know I'm in the right place, and I'm so grateful and excited to be at Hope. And that's the end. Thank you for watching.